it can snowball in a hurry.
LeBron with another miss. Last season for the Warriors really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league in, Greg, both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And, Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past few seasons, kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward.
And the slam dunk by Spates.
Elevates and powers in the one-hand.
Textbook.
Yeah, and I'm glad, guys, he doesn't go overboard on that one and get a little too fancy. And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here is Livingston. No good on the triple. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Warriors. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt.
And it's been gang rebounded. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Klay Thompson and Brandon Rush at the 2 and 3. Maurice Spates out there with Green. And it's Livingston in at the point guard position. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. The Warriors shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one. And what a first year it was. For Steve Kerr and the Warriors, it was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
And stolen by Fry. Here's Shumpert. Green with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Andrew Bogut. He's checked in for Golden State. On its way from Irving for 2. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. On our old partner, Steve Kerr also got a chance to coach the West All-Stars. And Greg, his record-setting debut season with the Golden State Warriors. Clark, he really hit a lot of big milestones early.
Well, none of us are surprised at his success.
No.
I mean, Steve will be the first to tell you it was because he was surrounded by excellent assistants. I mean, that's one of the underrated aspects of being a good coach is you've got to have a good staff, and Steve has that.
Excellent point. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Some nice passing by Golden State here.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. Smith checked in for Shumpert. And James subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
Still Warriors ball.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Out to Thompson. From past the arc.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. Overall, I haven't seen the same type of success that they initially had from beyond the arc. I think it may be because they're rushing a little bit. They're still getting good looks, but now they've got to make sure their feet are set and they're shooting it with confidence.
Thompson comes with the double team. The three from Barnes. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. The Roracle, or Oracle Arena, was rocking last season, and with good reason. The Warriors would finish a league best 39-2 at home last year.
And how about that 39-2 record put them one off of tying the best record ever in the NBA. That record, by the way, belongs to the Celtics with 40 wins back in 1986.
And here are the Cavaliers now. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Kicks it out to James. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple. Well, I tell you what, you look at the Warriors, and they were actually unstoppable in every way last season. Average home margin of victory was 13-plus points. A lot of those games weren't even that close as they let things get tight in garbage time.
Curry kicks to Bogut. The feed to Curry. Stolen by Thompson. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Here's Irving. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Assist goes to.
Now it's a point Cavalier lead.
Warriors ball.
And more on the Warriors' home dominance. Shot almost 50% as a team at home, which led the league. Shot over 41% from beyond the arc as a team.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Different look here for the Warriors. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Draymond Green. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Thompson and Ian Clark. A switch here also for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Kyrie Irving.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
And the best way to pile up points in a hurry, just run and get your buckets before the defense can get set.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
That's good. Iguodala's got his second bucket.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Golden State moving the ball around. Rush dishes to Varejão. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for LeBron.
That's his second personal foul.
41 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And both free throws good for Shumpert.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Curry passes to Thompson. Mozgov with the block. And they get it back. And the Warriors miss again. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. Here is Livingston. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Ezeli. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Cavaliers on top, up by 4. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. We welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. And they're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants, and in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Williams is out there with Smith. And it's Thompson in at the center. Warriors trailed by 6. Cleveland with the... Very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Here's LeBron. 16 points for him. And again, LeBron missing. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And the dunk by Barnes.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
and the offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
That's his first foul. And stolen by LeBron.
When you see somebody having a